Hello, I'm Hayley Jane, back at the Big Condo Records podcast. This is episode number 2, and today I have the lovely Kelly Griffiths with us, and she's coming to chat with us about her upcoming events and a little bit about her background in music. So welcome, Kelly. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah,
How are you?
yeah. I'm fabulous, fabulous. Yeah. So Kelly Griffiths, is that your artist name?
It is right now, and I've been thinking about this today. I've been driving myself mad. I don't want it to stick like that. I think my name's really boring. But it is right now. I'd like to pick something else. So suggestions are welcome.
That's one thing that we've learned since I've been at the Big Condo about, being a brand and kind of having an interesting artist name. So I kind of get referred to as Hayley Jane now. Yeah, so I'm sure you'll
find something. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I need something. I know I need something. Kelly Griffiths it just makes me think of like 5-year-old me. Something like just a bit boring.
So one thing I'm noticing, you don't have a Scouse accent. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Cumbria, Barrow-in-Furness. Everybody always thinks I'm from Yorkshire or Newcastle. I get that all the time. I never get Cumbria, ever. When I'm here, people pick up on that all the time.
Yeah. And what brings you into Liverpool?
So I moved here about 3 years ago. It was to be with my now ex. So it didn't work out, but I stayed here because of the music side of things.
Yeah, it's a great city to be in if you're pursuing music, isn't it? Very
Definitely.
diverse. Yeah. So you're a singer.
Yes.
Singer, and so how did you start out in the performing industry?
It feels like it's been a long journey already, but stop-started. So when I was younger, I was obsessed with just singing, drove my family mad. They said that the doctor said I had the biggest set of lungs when I came out. I think I came out screaming, trying to sing, maybe. So I was obsessed with singing, loved it, took lessons from a young age and did like a few performances with the company that I did lessons with. But unfortunately, somebody told me I couldn't sing, and I was really shy when I was a kid and easily influenced. So as soon as they said that, I stopped lessons and didn't stop completely. Carried on driving my mum and dad mad, like copying everything that my mum would listen to and that kind of thing. But stopped lessons for a while, and then
Because of that one negative comment, it just can throw you, kind of knock your self-esteem.
Yeah, really stuck. I think sometimes you have those doubts. We always have those doubts about ourselves, don't we? And especially when you're pursuing something like this. So when somebody said it was kind of confirming to me what I thought, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped, other than at home.
And you probably did a really good performance, and they probably was thinking, I wish I could do that. And then they have to project that onto you and knock you down, don't they? But unfortunately, it didn't work, and you carried on.
Yes,
so what was the musical influences at home?
So, well, I loved what my mum listened to. My mum always listened to like Anastasia, Gabrielle. I sing a lot of them. Well,
Big powerhouse.
Gabrielle more so.
Females,
not as much as Anastasia, as much as I loved them. My dad can sing, although he'd say he couldn't. So he played the saxophone when he was younger. So he always wanted us to learn an instrument. He tried to get me to do the guitar. I just wanted to sing when I was a kid, so I didn't. I wish I'd listened. I wish I'd listened now, but he can sing. He doesn't think so. So I think listening to the two of them. My mum would always have her songs on. My dad would sing a little bit, and that triggered me as well. As well as coming out the womb, screaming, singing.
Already singing, yeah. Yeah, we're not normally influenced, aren't we, by the music that's played in the house. Yeah, my dad was a singer as well, with country and western, and everyone always says I've got a country western voice, and it must come from my dad's influence. But again, didn't push me. But I played the violin for a little while.
Really?
But my siblings kept calling me a geek, so that stopped.
That's such a good instrument, though. But it's really hard. Yeah.
Well, I passed my first grade, so that was good. Yeah. So you've been singing since you were younger?
Yeah, so I always sung, and then I went into other stuff when I left school, and it worked, and I did enjoy it for a while, but that itch was always there. Like, I didn't stop thinking about it every day, constantly thinking, what if I'd have done that? Like, can I go do that? And then when the pandemic hit, I decided to take some lessons again, just online initially, and then I moved here and continued the lessons, and I just thought it'd be a hobby. I just thought...
Singing lessons?
Yeah, I just thought... I kind of had in my head that it was too late, if you will, because I'm 30 soon. So I thought... I was about 26, so I told myself, it's too late, it's not going to happen, so just take the lessons, have some fun. And also because I was new here, it was a way to get out and meet people and stuff like that. And then it just snowballed. It just, like, I loved it, and I didn't realise how much development you could have, and you put the work in, you really can like make a difference, can't you? And things progressed, and I got asked to do my first sort of gigs, and from then it just snowballed.
When you say progressed and you had your first gigs, where were you performing?
Yeah, so well initially obviously we do recitals with the music school, so I'd done a couple of those, and then somebody who I worked for at the time she owned a cafe, or owns a cafe, so she'd seen one of the performance videos. I don't think she really took it seriously, that I was like, oh, I take singing lessons, and then she'd seen a video, and she was like, oh, she said, I was sat there with my wine last night watching that. She said, it was really good. She said, will you come sing for us on a weekend? So I ended up for about 6 months singing just like an acoustic backing track set in the cafe every Sunday afternoon, which was lovely. I loved doing that, and then got asked to do like charity gigs, that kind of thing. I busk, so I started busking as well, which I actually love.
Tell us a little bit more about your busking. That sounds ace.
Yeah, do you know, the first time I did it, I thought I was a bit cocky. I was a bit like, oh, it'll be fine. Like, I've performed now, it'll be a breeze. Like, because you just, you know, it's easy. You can come and go as you please. But I got outside and I did it on, I don't know if anyone's aware of the street, but people will be, but Lord Street in Southport. And as much as Southport is quieter, the street itself was really busy, and I got outside and I just looked and I was like, wow, there's a lot of people here. And I was like, these people might not care. They're just going to walk past me and ignore me. But I did it, and once I'd started, I settled, and I loved it. And obviously, a lot of people just walk past you, but then you also get people singing with you and dancing with you, and people start to know who you are, and they come back when they know that you're singing, and it's lovely. It's a good...
It's nice when you've got the audience there, you get the energy, and it kind of helps you relax, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good, yeah, because I've done it in times when it's been raining and stuff, and it's fine, but it's a bit dead. You're like, just singing to myself on the street in the rain.
And how do you find like singing in front of an audience? Do you get nervous?
Yeah, definitely do. And I think maybe the nerves are a good thing sometimes, that it keeps you on the ball, but not as nervous as I initially did. When I was younger, I actually suffered with panic attacks quite badly for a period of time, so that was always in the back of my head thinking, oh, what if that amounts when I'm on stage? But it never did. If anything, singing has probably helped that, if that makes sense, because I built the confidence and then just overall felt better.
I think the arts does help you kind of relax, doesn't it? I've come from a drama background, and that definitely has brought me out my shell, definitely.
It does help.
Yeah. Do you play an instrument? Does that help at all?
I always think that I wish I could, because you know, when there's like 40 seconds in between on when you sing and there's a 40-second gap, I'm like, if I could play the instrument now, and I've got somewhere else to look, but not yet. I'm learning the piano. I can play it okay. Not to charge an audience or anything like that, but I've played a few songs, like recitals and sung and played, but it's not perfect. Well, when will it ever be?
It's nice to have other interests, and you've got little projects that you can,
definitely,
you know, outside your musical thing, you've got a hobby, you can go and have lessons. Definitely.
I do want to be able to.
I'd like to go off and have some singing lessons, so you could maybe definitely recommend your singing teacher for me. That would be amazing.
She is amazing.
So what type of music do you sing?
So obviously when I first started and got asked to do the gigs that I did, I covered all sorts to suit the setting, if you will. So I found myself initially covering a lot of like, I ended up doing a lot of 80s stuff and stripping it back to just like a piano track or a guitar track. I did a lot of care homes, so that obviously suited well 60s, 70s, 80s. But my love is in sort of rock music, more like soft rock, alternative rock, pop rock. Love Fleetwood Mac. I also love a bit of gothic rock though, so I love Evanescence, Amy Lee, like big vocals and stuff like that as well. But I do love a bit of pop, so I love Lady Gaga as well. I
was going to say who your influences and why,
Lady Gaga's just something else, isn't she? She's not everyone's cup of tea, but
she's not afraid to try.
No, exactly, and I think that's what's inspired me as well. Just been like, I'm not going to be Lady Gaga, of course, but just do what you want to do, and like if you've got that little inspiration, follow it, and that kind of thing. So a lot of her music, I don't see myself necessarily singing unless I'm singing along with her, but not performing as such. But I love her.
It's just when you're inspired by someone and they're living their life outside the box, it's like, I can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than sticking to that 9 to 5 job, what everybody does, which is fine. But it's nice to kind of get yourself out your comfort zone, isn't it? And being a part of the big Condo, big Condo family, that's one of the things that I know that they do here. They help people progress and move forward with themselves. I know they've got upcoming courses, and we were just discussing before, they've got an upcoming course, artist development. I think that would be a really good thing for you to kind of come on board. What do you think you would kind of like to get out of a course like that?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I would love to just do the course, of course. But I, obviously, as I say, up till now, I've been just covering other people's music. And my next step is that I want to obviously bring my own to life. I've like played around with lyrics and that kind of thing. And the chords that I can do on the piano, I've played around a little bit. But I want to bring that to life. And obviously, I think it takes a village, doesn't it, to create these things, and I can't just do it on my own. So getting help from other people who know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So
You don't realise how much kind of goes into it. Yeah. And
so
are you you're going to be when are you performing next?
So I'm performing next Friday at the Tank Room. So as part
In the
of
Tank
the
Room with the big Condo
as part of
family.
the
Yeah.
tour. So next Friday, which is exciting, a week on Friday the 12th. So I'm really looking forward to that.
What are you looking forward to about that the most?
It's been a couple of months since I've done a performance like that. The last couple of months I've just busked. I've busked quite a bit, but it's different. It's a different setting again, isn't it? So and I've focused on other things, but now that itch to get back into doing that side of performance.
It's an opportunity to an opportunity to do a professional tour, the experience of that, and working with other artists.
Oh God, and seeing other people and the inspiration from other people and stuff. I went to one of the events last week, which was amazing, and just seeing everybody else do their thing was so inspiring as well.
Kind of feeds you on, doesn't it, in the venues and seeing what they're like. So how are you finding kind of living in Liverpool and the music scene? Do you feel like it's somewhere that you could progress? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, this is why I didn't go home. Exactly why I didn't go home. When me and my last relationship didn't work out, obviously I thought about, should I go back to Barrow and that kind of thing, and I knew I didn't want to, but because of music, it's why I stayed here. And there's so much more going on. It's Music City, everybody says, don't they? So I love it, and there's so many opportunities. There's so much musical stuff in the city and stuff, isn't there?
And I'm sure the mentors here at the big Condo can advise you some of the venues that are good to work for and to perform. Is there anybody that you'd like to collaborate with and do some original music? Who would be a dream collaboration?
What, as in like dream, as in like some famous person?
Maybe,
If we could really dream. Oh my God, I would love to do something with Lady Gaga, but that's not going to happen. So I dream about that all the time, actually. But I'm actually working with Emily, who Emily Culshaw. So she performed last week at the gig in the Wirral. So we've started doing a few things together, just trying to get some cover tracks done together for now, and
just about putting yourself out there, isn't it?
Exactly,
and
just that sort of thing.
Going.
And then I'll just keep dreaming about these people. I mean, Emily's amazing too. I don't mean like that.
Emily's a little sweetheart, isn't she? We had her in on episode 1. Yeah, she's such a sweetheart, and nice to see her journey and progressing. Where do you see yourself going from here?
So obviously, as I said, the next step is, I keep thinking about this writing thing, and I do keep writing a little bit and playing around with it, and I want to bring that to life. I want my own music out there and gig a little bit more. I'm in talks with another musician, actually, so I'm collaborating, but he's a guitarist, so he got in touch and he said, did I fancy coming to sing with him and try to get out there and gig and stuff. So hopefully that will all amount and come to life.
It's one good thing about social media, isn't it? We've got a kind of a free platform that you can showcase your work, what you do, and so people are contacting you for collaborations, so that's a positive sign, isn't it?
I hope so. It might just be because he knows somebody I know. No, I don't. Somebody I know shared it, and I followed that. But that's, like you just said, the beauty of social media. So I followed him, and then he messaged me. So.
And what do your family think about all this journey that you're going on?
They love it. I mean, at first,
they're supportive.
Yeah, and they've always been supportive. When I was a kid, and I loved them for it. I loved them so much for it. But they wanted me to do something, what they would say is practical and safe, and I wanted to follow more music and arts and stuff, and they were like, that's nice, but as a hobby. You should do, not you should do, but why don't you do this, why don't you, and they're so well-meaning with it all, but once I started doing this again, I think even I just thought it was a hobby at first, and then when they're seeing it now progress and it's working and things are, you know, start to get gigs and stuff, like, oh, you can do something with this. And my dad actually ran a charity event last year and raised quite a lot.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
So that was amazing. He's a star, bless him. So he ran a charity event to raise money for homelessness. So we actually ran like a big sleep out event in December. So we slept outside, and it was, God, the night was awful. But I think there was like 40-mile-per-hour winds, the worst night we could get. But if you're homeless, you don't get a choice, do you?
Yeah,
so we still did it, and we slept out at a football pitch. And then he got like musicians to come down, and you know, we give some entertainment and stuff just to try bring a bit of spirit. But I covered a song for it, so and we got it recorded and produced in a studio and everything. So the song Streets of London by Ralph McTell, but we changed it to Streets of Furness. So it was beautiful. I didn't know the song initially. My dad sent me it. He sent me him singing it, and I was like, you should do it, like, because he can sing. And he's like, no, I'm just in the background. I was like, you should really do it, but he wouldn't. He said, I want you to do it. So it was nice to be part of that, but then that he had recognised it as well, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was amazing, and we're going to do it again. I think initially had a goal of raising about £2,000, and we ended up raising, I think it was somewhere between 14 and 16,000. Wow. I can't remember exactly the number.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It was amazing. We were blown away. He was blown away. Still pinches himself about it now. So we're going to do it again. Going to cover another song. He doesn't want me to share which song yet, because he wants it to leave it a surprise for whoever's going to be involved again, and that kind of thing. But it is a Liverpool song, Liverpool-based song. So it's
keeping the Liverpool connection. Yeah,
exactly. And he loves Liverpool. When I was a kid, I always wanted to move out of town, and he was like, well, if you move anywhere, let it be Liverpool. So he loves Liverpool. But so we've got this song that we're going to cover, and hopefully this time we'll get a choir involved and make it kind of exciting.
Fabulous.
So, we'll see.
So just to finish off, before we finish, your next event to perform, where are you going to be? Just remind us.
So I will be next Friday at the Tank Rooms as part of Friday the 12th, so next Friday. Next Friday would be in a few days. Friday the 12th at the Tank Rooms as part of the big Condo tour. So I'll be performing there, which is really exciting. And then hopefully there's some more things coming soon.
Lovely. So Friday the 12th at the Tank Rooms with the big Condo. And that's Kelly Griffiths this week on episode number 2. Thank you so much for coming down and sharing us your musical talents and your influences and where you're going next. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
That's episode number 2 of the Big Condo Records podcast, and it's been amazing chatting to you all, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.